Example number 3. This question comes from the 21st question in the year 2015. It is one of the questions in part C. Now the question has 3 diagrams. For each diagram it shows a triangle labeled with each area. Area in the first triangle is M, N for the second triangle, and P for the third one. So the question asks us to find the ordering of the areas of these triangles. For example, which one is the biggest triangle and which is the smallest? In order of size, let's find out which one has the biggest area. In order to find the area, we have several ways. The conventional way is to find the area of the square and then find the area of the 3 triangles within the square and exclude those 3 triangles like A, B, and C will give you the area of M. So let's find out the first one. The square area is the size 4 times 4 equals 16. Next, the area of the triangle A equals, the base is 1, the height is 4, divided by 2 equals 2. The area of the second triangle is, the base is 3, height is also 3, divided by 2 gives us 4.5. The third triangle, its area is calculated as the base is 4 times the height is 1 divided by 2 equals 2. So the area S of the middle triangle equals the area of the square minus area of the first triangle, 2, minus the second triangle minus the third triangle will give us 7.5. And in the same way, we can get the area of N equals 6.5, which is the total area of the square minus the 3 triangles. And similarly, the area for P equals 7. Now we can see that N is the smallest. P equals 7 is the second, and M equals 7.5 is the largest. So the answer is D. However, this method takes a long time because we need to get the area of each individual triangle. Altogether, we need to calculate the 9 triangles, which is time consuming. So the question is, are there any shortcuts in calculating these areas? The answer is yes. So let's simply focus on the triangle itself, this triangle. So in order to calculate the area of this triangle, we need a base and a height so that we can calculate. For this one, if we find this as the base, we need to use that as the height. It's very difficult for you to find the height because it's just random. landing on some point. And especially for this as the base, you have to use some theory like Pythagorean theory in order to find the length of this. Similar for the other side as the base. So the point is there is a way for us to find the height and the base for this triangle in order to find out the area of this triangle. So let's try to draw a line here. Let's use this as the base. So above this line, we have the height 3. Below this line, this triangle has a height of 1. For the second triangle N, we also use this line. So above this, you have a height of 3. Below that, you have a height of 1. Same here. We use this line. Above it, you have height of 1. Below it, you have height of 3. So all of them have the same height, 4. So now let's look at the base. Okay, so for the first line, we know we need to find out this length. So it's less than 4, but more than 3. But how can we tell how big it is? We know that this line comes from the coordinate 0, 0 to 1, 4. So the length on this side is 1. The height is 4. So when you draw a diagonal, this one happens to bisect this line at the 1/4 point. If we know this, so the length will be 4 minus 1/4 equals 3.75. And let's look at this. This line bisects this small line at the 1/4 point. So the length of this base will be 3 plus 1/4 equals 3.25. Now let's look at the third triangle. Also this line. This line bisects from the coordinate 2, 0 all the way to 0, 4. So this happens to bisect this in the middle. So the base for this triangle above or below it will be 3 plus 1/2. That is 3.5. All of a sudden, we know these triangles have the same height. So the only determinant to say which triangle is the biggest is to look at which triangle has the biggest base. In this case, the biggest base is M. The shortest base is N, which has 3.25. And P is in the middle. So we can easily tell simply from looking at the graph and determining the length of the base for each triangles, we can tell the answer is D without too many calculations. Okay, final tips. Before the contest, make sure you take care of your body. So first, eat well. Eat well and do not have any empty stomach for the contest. Second, have plenty of sleep during the previous nights. No burning the midnight oil. Okay, that's all for this 2020 Pascal contest brief review. Feel free to email questions to lwmba@yahoo.com. Best of luck. Cheers!